there's a lot of personality in someone's fridge. Like, I think you can open up someone's fridge and kind of get a look into like their life. Like, it's a little snapshot of who you are.
We are live with the chief executive fridger, the founding fridger, the proud owner of Dude Fridges LLC, and a good friend of mine, Dillon Shipper.
How we doing?
How we doing? Thanks for coming, dude. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, this is exciting to get the first podcast just in the books. It's cool.
Yeah, dude, this is gonna be my first live episode after the last one went away. But we made sure this one's not going away.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the first live episode, and I'm so happy we can. I want to say plug Dude Fridges, but to be honest, you're plugging the good to Twitter.
Which, hey, it's, I think we both are offering a good service to the internet, and it's like, I think the cream of the crop always rises to the top, as cliche as that is. So I think this is going to be a good collab.
I think it's going to be a great collab. I really do. It's having you in my circle has actually been like truly very helpful for my psyche doing this. Because seeing you go from, I remember hearing about the idea, I can't remember exactly when, but like Braden told me the idea, like, dude, what if there was an account called Dude Fridges?
Right.
And it's just like, the inside of single Dude's fridges, we just have eggs and milk and some beer or whatever.
Right.
And then the idea is now at, well, what are you at? Yeah, 20,000 plus on Instagram.
Now we're just over 22,000. And going strong. Officially started this in November 2022 is when I just launched it. And I think the kind of fun backstory is kind of like you were saying, was just talking with my friends about this hypothetical idea for years, but, never launched it just with, life and my full-time job. Just, it's hard to actually hit that send button of like, dude, that launch button. That's what I think is just the hardest part. And I knew too that if I didn't start this up and at least try it, I would regret it. So it's really fun. I try to pat myself on the back too with that. It's just that I actually did it, and could have easily just like kept going, and life would have been fine too with or without this, but this is fun to tap into that creative side and
100%, dude.
Comedy side.
And the amount of success you've had so fast in 6 months.
Yeah.
20,000 followers.
Very grateful for that.
Insane,
just
dude. Well, it's a credit to you. You figured out like a formula, and like no one knows what we're doing in any business when you start, and you seem to figure out this formula, and you've taught me a lot. I asked you questions, and one of the things you told me, which I've heard before, but it's different when you come from someone who's, I see they're climbing the mountain, they're actually on their feet up, and I'm just sitting there, it's like content, just content every day.
Content,
every single day. I'm starting to see subscribers are climbing a little bit for me, and honestly, it's like being able to go through this process with a good friend. It's just helpful because like I want to do this full time. Like this, my dream is definitely to be a Joe Rogan type who gets paid to talk to cool people.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'd have other passions, and I like the business world, and I'm learning a ton because I don't know if I've told you my whole background before, but maybe I have. But got my CPA out of school, didn't want to do that, so I did IT consulting, like software, sold it, like Oracle stuff, sold the stuff, did mergers, acquisitions, due diligence, did valuation. I've done, and now I'm doing business development, so account executive to business development, all in sales. Mm-hmm. I've done all this stuff, and now I kind of want to try the VC thing out. Hopefully that goes well, we'll see. So like, I want to keep exploring, but my passion is definitely this. And like building a business from the ground, a content business, which is weird. I don't like to think of myself as a content creator, but it's what it is.
Right.
It's just really freaking cool seeing you take these steps, and like you're getting to the point now where it's like, how am I going to monetize this?
Right.
And because you're at the point where you can, and it's
starting to.
Yeah.
Or I'm starting to see that that's actually a real possibility to make money from it. Although that is a goal, it's definitely not the only goal, but that's definitely a big part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, even too, like, with the money, I even see, like, an avenue. I don't know how it's actually going to break down, but I need to be a bigger entity before I do this, but I think adding in a philanthropical part would be cool too. If I get merch going, a portion going to, food banks or just something food related, but
Yeah.
that's also in, for, I don't know if that's 2023 or not, but it's a goal to, actually launch a merch store and then, whatever that might be, add a philanthropical component to this too, because that would just, to me, be a cool thing to do.
That'd be an incredible thing to do. I had a charity on here called Apes for Change. I'm a AMC investor, GameStop investor. We're called Apes.
Mm-hmm.
Really good book about it if you're interested. But there's going to be a handful of good documentaries about it. At least one good documentary. We'll see if the rest are good. But, anywhoops. Apes for Change. They were this group of people who, AMC investors, just, on Reddit, Twitter, whatever.
Yeah.
And they wanted to do a toy drive. So, a bunch of apes doing a toy drive, and then it went really well. So these people just did another one. And now they're an actual 503c charity. And it's really cool what they've built. It's just kind of this little passion project.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you're on those same steps now. Who knows where you're going to take it? Who knows where I'm going to take this? I wasn't guessing this was going to be called to go to Twitter 6 months ago.
Yeah.
It happened to be, where the universe said to take it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you never know what's coming in the future. But
I think you gotta be free flowing too, because things are just always changing, whatever that might be. And it's like, I think the more you're able to go with the flow, with content, with life, it's good to be flexible too. And just to, because markets change and what's considered funny changes, just keying into people and audiences is important, because that's what gets people to follow you too. You don't want to be fake. I think you always want to be authentic, and what I post on my page, it's just stuff that I think is funny.
Yeah, it's interesting what you said there, how what's funny changes and the culture changes. Was that a learning curve for you, or was that something you knew you just kind of had? You're a person that has the finger on the pulse of what's in and out of culture. It's been a learning curve. I haven't even thought about that when it comes to names.
Yeah, it's tough because a lot of this, and I consider myself an open book too, is I work in real estate full time, social media, I don't have any type of ad certificates, social media degrees, or advertising marketing degrees, nothing, all of this has just been instinct, and I think that's been the fun part too. But it's just things that I think are funny, and that I think other people me shadowing this light on guys' fridges is just something I think people would laugh at, enjoy, and it's cool to see that that's actually happening.
It is sick. The way it evolved, though, my mind keeps going to that. When we were talking before, on the way up here, the evolution books, my mind's going back to the evolution of it all. It was cool to see you go from, you were literally just posting Dude's Fridges, which is hilarious, and you evolved it into just kind of capturing. It may sound silly if you haven't seen his page, but go check the page. You're capturing the culture of it all.
Yeah.
It's not just Dude's Fridges anymore. My favorite post I've ever seen was the little kids discussing, the little kids having the debate with the shredded cheese.
Yes.
Mexican shredded
That's
cheese.
my favorite. That might be my favorite too.
And the caption you put was brilliant.
Right.
It was a whole thing. But that, able to get from November of I'm just going to post a Dude's Fridge to that post and all these creative ass posts that you have, the evolution of it is very interesting. Was that all just natural? Were you looking at other meme accounts? How did that? It's so genius. I just would have thought of it.
Yeah, and really what it is, this page, what I post, this is all me doing things I just want to do and have wanted to do. I say we all, not all, but a bunch of us follow meme pages and love going to either, Grape Juice Boys, Moist Buddha, all these meme pages becomes kind of a part of our daily lives of just checking this and laughing. And it's I don't get that avenue working in real estate development, even though I love my job. And I've been at the same company ever since I graduated college, working in apartment development. But you don't really get that avenue of comedy, being creative, unless you want to change the color of your model or the font. There's just not a avenue for creativity. And it's always something I've always thought I was funny, But I mean, that's another a cool thing is just to see your idea being validated. But kind of got off there, but to answer your question more so, it's like, this is all me just doing things that I've wanted to do and hoping people like them. But regardless, they're things that I want to do. So, I mean, that's why I'm being fulfilled. If this was like just my friends, you know, it's cool that that thousands of people are subscribing to the content. But overall, like, this is an avenue for me having fun. The more people, the better.
Yeah, yeah.
Is like kind of how I view it.
I feel the exact same way. It's funny when I have these conversations, so many people give me kind of that type of advice or that type of answer. But I do kind of find myself getting lost. Like, I want this to be successful.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm so happy doing this every day. Like, the fact that I keep doing this, showing up every week, and we're posting every day now, short or real, and just putting in that effort and investing money, even like no one makes you do this, you know? No one's
Right.
making you do this, not part of your job or anything. It is because, like, I'm enjoying this. If it's just my 30 followers, 40 followers, whatever it may be. Twitter, we're at 250, let's go.
Let's go.
Whatever it may be, that's okay. It is true. Guy I had on here, Jay Brown, he was on Jon Stewart's show, Retail Advocate. He told me just do it your way. And if you get 10 followers, if you get 10 million followers, as long as you did it your way. You know,
right.
Stay true to who you are and did it, you know, for that fulfillment aspect of it. I hear that.
Right.
Yeah. All the time with these podcasts, man.
Yeah. Just be you.
Just be you, man. Hell
And post fridges.
And post fridges. Send your fridges into Dude Fridges.
Yeah, send me your fridge.
Send them your fridge, man. And I'm getting, just so you know, I said this off air too, so it's on record.
Yeah.
I want the next Dude Fridges hat that comes in. I know they keep selling out.
Yeah.
But I want the next one.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully in the next, right now I'm just working on a merch store online just to make it easy. Because I did this initial run with the hat that I'm currently wearing just to get some merch in and just to have. And
Yeah.
I mean, really it was selfishly because I wanted merch to just wear out for if I'm doing podcasts or if I haven't really done a big admin reveal yet. It's kind of like if you go out, if you really try, you can probably find me. You know, if I do start doing more interviews, I just wanted to have merch to wear out. Because, yeah, this is all very, like I said earlier, going with the flow. You know, maybe this turns into like a fridge review page too, where like start interviewing celebrities and, you know, not like an or it could be like MTV Cribs, but like just fridges. Like, there's that guy on TikTok, I think his name's Caleb Simpson, who his whole shtick is, you know, going and not reviewing, but looking at celebrities' apartments in New York City, and he makes it fun.
I've seen that guy.
Yeah. So
everyone's seen that guy.
Right.
The algorithm.
Yeah, and he does a good job, and I feel like, too, I mean, there's a lot of personality in someone's fridge. Like, I think you can open up someone's fridge and kind of get a look into, like, their life. Like, it's a little snapshot of who you are.
What kind of fridge do you think I got? What's in my fridge, dude? What's in my fridge?
I feel like there's a lot of, like, healthy juices. Like, you're in shape. Like, I feel like you don't have the stereotypical dude fridge.
Yeah, no, that's true. I would have chicken, rice, hot sauce.
Yeah.
Shredded cheese, Mexican
Yeah.
blend.
Gotta be Mexican blend. Gotta be.
Nothing's even close. The versatility of it.
Yeah.
Insane, man.
I think that kind of leads to another good thing that's been funny about the page is like how you can post what you want to post and whatever, but it's funny how, I guess you can call them inside jokes with the page arise just kind of naturally. Like shredded cheese has just become like a really fun topic that like I didn't really think about it going in, like just shredded cheese as a whole, but it's now become just like an inside joke of how Mexican blend shredded cheese is just like the ultra superior shredded cheese because it's so versatile and
I consider myself a pretty open-minded person, but if you just disagree with that, dude, what the fuck?
That's a universal law.
Yeah, you're wrong.
It literally can go with anything. I even tried it on pasta the other week. It works.
Nice, dude.
Don't knock it till you try it, you know? Like.
Oh, that sounds good, honestly. Yeah, that is my fridge, though. I feel like, can I picture your fridge? I feel like you have a lot of different beverages, like many kinds of beverages.
Yeah.
This might be from memory. I don't even remember, but I'm picturing like types of beer, maybe some seltzers, maybe different juices.
Yeah.
You seem like a beverage guy.
Yeah. I'm a big White Claw Surge guy. Those do the job for me. I mean, I like beers too, but I feel like with my fridge, it goes in stages of like, a lot of times it is very dude fridgy, but sometimes there's like, I'm trying to be more healthy. So, but that just goes against the brand too.
Dude, yeah, I feel honestly you need a fridge that's literally just sponsors.
Yeah.
People that would be like, hey, put this in the show, put this where the water bottle is right now, and we'll give you I'm picturing this as a podcast, that's not what this is. But
Yeah.
in my world, that's what it would be. It's like, hey, here's some mayonnaise or here's some whatever.
Right.
That'd be a sick fridge. That'd
Right.
be a cool picture one day, like a year from now, 2 years from now, it may be.
Yeah.
It's like, thanks to the sponsors.
Yeah, I guess. Because I'm trying to figure it out too, because all the fridges, the content that I post as of today has been fridge submissions, memes that I curate, and then memes that I make myself too. So,
Wait, memes that you curate, people
And-
send you in something?
well, either people send me memes, I find memes, trying to give credit when I can, because sometimes like the internet just, takes, like, people steal stuff all the time.
Dude, yeah, that's the thing about a meme. Again, go back to this evolution book, so that everyone knows what we're talking about. I'm an evolution nerd. I'm actually going to have an evolution guy on here in a month. Number one evolution podcast in Spotify right now. I'm really excited about it.
That's right.
And the one that we gave a quick 5-minute listen to a chapter in is called The Apes That Understood the Universe. The Ape That Understood the Universe.
Yeah.
And it talks about the evolution of memes. Darwin mentions it in his book, The Selfish Gene, so mnemonics. And the part that I thought stuck out to me was a meme is a unit of culture. Which anyone
Yeah.
studied economics, there's a unit of utility, a unit of culture, which I think is like a really just perfect way to explain it, because the memes are what drive culture, and everyone thinks when they think memes, whatever, like your page or
Yeah.
there's the OG memes. I'm picturing the kid holding the sand.
Right.
All those OG memes, but memes can be so many different things, and it's an influence of culture. It's a unit of culture in any way, and memes that we think of are actually, I've seen how they've driven culture, specifically in my world, what brought me to the good of Twitter was AMC.
Mhm.
I downloaded Twitter because of AMC.
Yeah.
And the whole meme stock saga, it was like millions of people figured out how to communicate through fucking memes.
Yeah.
Just funny jokes and tidbits of information and long Reddit posts, YouTube videos. There's all little units of culture that have added up. It's super fucking cool, dude.
Well, I think what's funny too with, sending people stuff, it's like, I feel like there's some of those friends too where literally, well, it's like, I know, for example, my mom, asked me the other week, like, have you talked to your sister recently? It was like, well, we've been sending each other memes, but we haven't actually like caught up in about a week or so,
Yeah, I do
where
that
it's
all the
like,
time.
but even with like, that was with my sister, but with like friends, I think you have some people where it's like, you just send them memes and then, or, stuff on social media with them being memes, I think a lot of the time where it's like, for a while, like maybe you just communicate via, that way for a bit.
100%. I think it's universal.
You
It
know?
just blew my mind. I can think of so many examples. Got a cousin in Colorado. We primarily talk through memes.
Yeah.
I got college group chat friends I got a high school group chat. It's literally just memes. I made a friend who lives in London when I was traveling abroad. I don't think we've talked to each other other than sending each other memes. She likes
Yeah.
memes. She likes videos of children getting hurt.
Yeah.
Doing stupid shit.
There's a page for everything.
Yeah, the page for everything. There's little units of culture going everywhere.
Yeah.
They all add up to what some might call the shit show that we live in.
Yeah.
I like to think it's a beautiful shit show.
Yeah, it's fun.
Entertaining.
Life's good.
Depends who you are, but life's good in America.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess it depends who you are in America too.
Yeah. I guess I meant more so of like trying to look at just being positive from my end. Just having a positive attitude.
For sure. I feel like.
But yes, you're right though.
I feel like actually, it's funny that just came up. I was like, oh yeah, depends who you are. I feel like memes.
It's an escape too.
Yeah, it's an escape, but also like you can push. I was picturing like happy, funny things the whole time I was talking for some reason, but like you can also push a narrative or the truth of, oh wow, things are going shitty, and let me get the message out through memes. And like I feel like a lot of us learn a ton in that way, either subconsciously or consciously. I don't know, it's an interesting thing. The study of mnemonics is an
Yeah.
interesting thing to me.
Yeah.
I love that I get to talk to meme people. I think it's super important,
Yeah.
especially on Twitter.
For sure.
Yeah. I wanted to try to get you bigger on Twitter.
Yeah, me too. I'm really just now starting to like, because I think I just focused on Instagram because that's where I spent most of my social media time, and I don't know, that's just where I was, so that's why I really dove into growing that, which I don't know, I feel like that might even be the hardest one to get growth on, but to me, it's the one I just enjoy the most.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really trying to push all platforms now, but it's just hard because this is literally just me
Have you thought
behind the
about
show.
getting a social media manager? I just got one. I don't post.
Yeah.
She posts once per day on YouTube for shorts and on Instagram for reels. And I'm not paying her at the moment. It was a college kid. It's crazy. She had no skills coming in. Like, truly.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I forgot what it was like to be in college. But she's learned so fast. I'm going to
Yeah.
start paying her, I think, here in a month or two because she's going to deserve it. She's learned quick, done a great job. And, like, I wake up at 9 a.m. Like 9 a.m. I wish I did.
Yeah.
Back in college days. But I'll check at 9 a.m. whenever the post goes up. Captions is always solid.
Yeah.
Starting to review the KPIs and data. Teaching her has taught me, and it's making sure like, okay, what else can we do? Eventually, I might be someone who I definitely am someone who probably hires too early, too fast, too large. With my vending machine experience, like I think that's one of the things I did wrong.
Yeah.
But eventually, like the delegation. I mean, are you? I don't know what in your real job, 9 to 5. Are you a manager at all? Are you delegating work at all?
Not, I mean, my full-time job's apartment development, so I mean, maybe a little bit, but not for the most part. You know, my title is Senior Development Coordinator, so it's doing like a lot of, we really work together as a small unit on the development team. It's literally the president of development, there's a director, myself, and we just hired another analyst, and it's just really us for coming together to find deals, and it's really kind of the president who delegates, and
Yeah.
we all have our different roles, and
So I think this would actually be a really good thing for you to do. Even if you're still making the memes, I don't know if you make them like the day of or you have them planned out, but like even if you're still
Varies.
making them, just have somebody else like post them. Just to getting the experience of delegating, of being a boss, and like trying to communicate.
Yeah.
Especially when like things like go wrong, like it's frustrating. It's like, dude, how did I not explain this correctly? You have to like test yourself and learn a lot that way. I think just that experience is good for you.
Yeah.
Also, all of a sudden you have more time. So now you have more time to dedicate towards the merch store, whatever you want to do. I would challenge you as your friend and supporter.
Yeah.
You should look into that. I got mine. I connected to a bunch of people on LinkedIn. Went to KU, K-State, Missouri,
yeah,
and just like there were social media managers, and a few got back to me like, oh yeah, like. I asked them if they had somebody like in college they knew that's like looking to get into this, yeah, like an internship. I'll pay them if they have the right skills, whatever, $200 a month. And a few people got back to me, like 2 interviews with 2 different people, and this girl seemed like, oh yeah, no, you got it, and
yeah.
she's crushing it, man. We just crushing it, at least compared to me. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would challenge you to do that.
Yeah, and I see it going there. It's just I'm just taking this one step at a time.
For sure.
And I think one of the fun parts right now, it's like fun and challenging, is that it is just me.
Yeah.
But I also have full control of just what I want to post. And, I really hope this gets bigger and I actually hire people at some point or have a team. I think this is $1 million idea, but I'm biased because it's my idea. But
Well, I've seen meme pages. There was one I sent you actually on Instagram.
Yeah.
This girl made meme pages, groomed to like less than your
Yeah.
size. I'm not exactly sure what she did from there, but she monetized and she made a lot of money. Maybe she was selling them. I don't know exactly what she did, but I think it's $1 million idea. I have no idea if it's going to be Dude Fridges by the end. When it is $1 million, maybe it will be. Maybe it transforms. But you're clearly onto something.
yeah,
And you're clearly dedicated. Like, and it seems like you pace yourself in a good way. Might be harder though doing memes every day, but I should
Yeah.
ask you this actually. From the outside, it seems like you pace yourself every day. you don't seem stressed about it ever. Like, it seems like you're not gonna burn out because you're just
Yeah.
working hard. But
Yeah. And just like with posting and stuff, it just varies. Like I do try and get ahead on nights and weekends of my planning schedule, but there are things too, like with the what you said was your favorite meme, and one of mine too, with the kids surrounded in the YouTube video, you know, debating what kind of shredded cheese is best, and it's Mexican blend. Um, that one, like I remember I was in my car coming home from work, and it hit me, and like I got home, and that was like the first thing I just cooked it up, and I just like I knew like made it, posted it. I was like, this is a banger. Like this is gonna, like this is like the essence of the page too.
100%. It captured it perfectly.
And I love making memes. Like I've always wanted to just. We send our friend Braden's really the master. Right? To me, like he's kind of the OG of like friend group memes of like using Snapchat and photoshopping faces on different things and like making our own inside jokes with that. But it's fun to make those and then not just send them to the friend group, but to send them to the world.
Yeah, for sure.
It's cool.
It is super cool. I love it, dude. I love it.
Just sending out units of culture.
Oh,
yeah.
Sending out units of culture to the world. You never know who you're gonna touch.
Yeah.
Ooh, speaking of, do you have fans that reach out to you? Like, do you have fans in like other countries?
Yeah.
What's that like?
That to me is like another really fun part of this page is the people. I have people from the OG days when I had, 100, 200 followers that, I still like kind of chat with. But I have just like a bunch of kind of like internet friends now, it feels like. And it's cool seeing like, hey, I got a message like a couple months back too of like a dude from Australia just complimenting, he sent in his fridge and complimenting how funny the page was. And things like that just really make my day. I love when people submit their fridges, message me. Sometimes it's just messages, sometimes it's fridges, sometimes it's memes they send. But like, I know this has gone global too, like Spain, Germany, where else? UK, Canada. I know there's way more too. And I've not even done like a super analytics review, I guess, but but I know I've seen those countries pop up, and that's so cool, the power of the internet, that I'm literally these memes are yeah. It's not just the United States.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
I even saw like, because Instagram will tell you like your top 4, I guess, countries or the top 4 cities in your analytics, and I think it's New York, Austin, and then there were 2 cities in Australia were like the other top ones, which is just
that's cool.
Random, but I'll take it. I think that's cool.
Took off in Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, cool,
yeah.
Dude. That's awesome. Also, on that note, you did a collab. If you want to talk more about your collabs, the one I have in mind right now, mostly peaceful memes.
Yeah.
Somebody I follow. I like political memes. I follow political memes on the left and the right, and I think it's cool how that exact account is not exactly building bridges, but people that follow Dude Fridges, they're everywhere politically.
Right.
They're everywhere racially. They're everywhere ethnically, whatever.
Yeah.
I thought that's really cool. Like, memes could kind of connect people in that way. I just talked to, it's not on the air, but I just talked to Julia Love. She has the Doge in McLaren.
Mm-hmm.
And her boyfriend and her are trying to win the Nobel Peace Prize for dancing. Like, they're a decentralized dance party.
Yeah.
They throw parties all over the world. It's almost like in-person memes. But
yeah,
I think it's really cool that you can do that. So do you want to speak a bit towards that? Do you see people that might, like, oh yeah, I can tell they have some hatred for group X or group Y, but they're here together? Do you see that on your page at all? Like, what are the comments like? Like, is there any toxicity there? Because this is the good of Twitter, so we got like a little bit of toxicity.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what I've seen as of recent is, and I just want to emphasize, this page is kind of like you said, this is meant as like a place to laugh, escape, really not bring like the everyday struggle. Like, this is a place to laugh. But it is interesting because like with dealing with the units of culture, being in culture, and with beer, maybe you see where I'm going with this, Bud Light too, I've been getting a lot of just like, I'm just going to call them comments, about that current situation.
Oh yeah, because this Bud Light.
Yeah.
Beer,
And to me, it's like, it's upsetting to see like fights break out in the comments. I don't comment on them or react to them because that's not what my page is for. It's not for taking a stance. It's really for everything I just said before. It's meant like I'm not posting a message by not posting or posting Bud Light. Like I'm posting what people send me as their fridges. That's it.
Yeah.
And, I curate and like, some are better than others in terms of how I would, how, of them being funny or not.
Yeah.
But
damn, dude, it's just I haven't thought about this.
Yeah.
So do you like? I feel like it's gotta raise like perk your ears up a bit, like give it a heartbeat if you see a Bud Light can now. Like, did that happen to you? Like,
honestly, no. And
No?
when it was funny because I know I posted one recently that had a bunch of Bud Light, and like that's all it was. It was just a fridge that had Bud Light in it. That was it.
I feel like
But it
I feel
didn't-
like I might be a little concerned. Like, oh,
Yeah.
piss people off. I don't want to piss you.
Well, that was the thing too. Is like when I posted that, I didn't even think about that. Which is kind of a testament too. Is like that's not the thought process to me of this
Good.
page.
That's
Is
awesome.
like, and the page is always hopefully gonna be. It's gonna be me. Like it's another version of me and what I think's funny and what I want to put out there to the world. And I want it to be a message of laughter, positivity, and not a. I don't want this to be a political page of any sort or divisive.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm like pull on the reins to make myself like, oh, don't ask political questions. I really want to. I fucking love a good moral political debate, but we're not gonna do that. 'Cause we're Dude Fridges.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the other collabs. How does that work? What have been the benefits of it? What has surprised you? Just tell me about collabs. I've never really collab. Like everything I do is kind of a collab.
Yeah.
But I've never done that before.
Yeah, and
Teach me.
I think the fun part, with how you asked about the fans and people messaging, like the fun part is the people. It's fun meeting and connecting with just like people from all over the world. And so with the collabs, it's kind of just another version of that, but more on the corporate side, to where it's fun because you get a look into also how these businesses are running their content, and can be very formal. It makes sense, like from a legal process, what they post. It's very different from just like a meme page like me, where it's like, it's just me. It's not this big corporate entity with,
How big do these pages get? Like, how big are these companies?
the one, meme page, like for example, Slim Jim's page has 1 million followers, which is pretty crazy. I'd love to collab with them, like a Slim Jim fridge, even though those don't really go in fridges, but they're just a funny.
Someone's got for Slim Jims and fridges.
The person that runs that account is just so funny that they've just been able to amass 1 million followers. And I think that shows the power of, how brands can harness social media. But with the collabs, that was also, why I'm doing it is also to increase my audience. Being able, that's one of the hard parts of this, is just being able to market yourself and show people that you exist. And the bigger groups that you can do that with, if you partner with current brands, they have an entire audience to tap into. All these different brands have different people, and it's also a method of, one, it's a way to reward the fans of the page, because with the collabs that I've been doing, they've been collab giveaways. I do have some collab posts planned too, but
What's a collab?
so I guess I've done some collab posts too, but I guess collab's can be a big word too, because there's a feature on Instagram where you can invite a collaborator on a post. So when you collab, that can mean where they're a collaborator on a post, or working together can also be a collab. So I guess I've been able to harness just doing partnership collab giveaways, but also partnership collab posts. But overall, it's just a way to tap into new markets. If you're doing a giveaway type of collab, it's a way to reward the fans. Give me a follow in X company, and you'll be entered in to win hat, sweatshirt, some product too. And I think kind of like the other thing that's been super cool with that is people have seen, they think the idea is funny. And because I'm asking brands that have way more followers than me, that are, they're well-known companies, and I'm an ant. I'm a little guy. I think we're both little guys, and
I'd call you bigger than an ant. I'd call me an ant. Thanks God, dude. If you're an ant, the fuck am I?
like this, what we're both, we're in the hardest position right now, because I think, mean, from what I've seen, I'm starting to see maybe a little bit of a snowball, but I think it's just the more followers you have, the more people pushing your page. I mean,
Absolutely.
the easier it becomes to grow. It's been a great avenue to just expand my audience, reward my followers too, and to make some great relationships with people on that corporate side of these businesses and just to learn how that world kind of works. What I was kind of getting into was it's cool seeing brands see the vision of the page. Because when I think of Dude Fridges, I see the path of getting to 1 million. That's where mine is. I'm
You
like,
have the vision.
I think it's $1 million idea. I think it's 1 million follower, if not more, account.
Fuck yeah.
And it's cool to see brands see that while I'm at the stage that I'm in and respond back to DMs or emails and be like, yes, we think the page is so funny. We'd love to partner with you. Which is like, if you're just putting out a good product, I do think people will see that and appreciate it.
I would definitely say some of the best feelings I've had doing this is the validation of I'm being on Twitter and every now and then someone that I had a conversation with referenced that conversation.
Yeah.
I had a kind of sometimes because I'm in Twitter beef. But I was on at TM Goldenberg 1 podcast and I talked about this there. He's a great conversation on this, blah. I've just gotten those compliments of validation and people have seen the vision. It's nice to hear. It's almost like I compare it to a sport of you're this rookie guy and you made it to the league, you don't know what you're doing, and after the game a fucking all pro veteran comes up to you and is like, hey, you're doing the right stuff.
Yeah.
And it's that's all you need sometimes. It's okay, good. I'm doing something. There's something happening.
For sure.
I'm glad you feel that way. Something's obvious. I look at you and it's obvious something's happening.
Yeah.
It's extremely obvious. Do you ever have doubts about that?
As far as just the idea, or
just
I guess what do you mean? I guess doubts about
just
what?
tell you, it's so my self-doubt sets in all the time. Not just with this, but just kind of in general. Let's go with the good of Twitter. Oh man, there's only 30 followers on Instagram, only 40 on YouTube. I've been stuck at 250, in the 260 range on Twitter for forever now, 3 weeks. I can get down on that. What am I doing wrong? Is this not? Do I not have it? Is this not it? Is this not the idea? Again, you're just so far ahead of me. With I see 20,000, and I'm like, holy fuck! I know
I'm like that too. That's what I see.
I feel like you're looking at those millions. You're like,
yeah.
You're like, holy fuck! You're thinking bigger, as you should be.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you feel this way now. Maybe back when you were at 100 or 50 followers, whatever it may have been, did that sense of doubt ever set in? Does it set in now? Or do you just fucking...
Yeah. It's interesting because my mindset with this has always been, I mean, I consider myself in a really good position of privilege where, very comfortable in my job. It's just, it's a good job, good people. It's going great. And I like what we do. I love our company's mission. So with the page, it's kind of I've added it to my, what I do recreationally for fun. And, I just have this attitude of, I think this is great, and I'd love for everyone else to join the ride. Yeah, I want it to blow up and be successful. I don't know. It's been more of I've always kind of thought of it as a side fun thing. And I don't know, maybe I need to change that up, but it's it's never thought of it's not I need this to work for my life to survive.
No, for sure.
It's something I think it's added a bunch of joy to my life doing it. But I don't know. I mean, it definitely gets tough in terms of I've hit stunts where, have not been growing, where it does hit a pause and it's I'm posting great material. Why isn't this going viral? Why, I mean, there's definitely posts from why is this not getting that much engagement? But it always comes back to I think this is funny, kind of and to me that's all that matters. I'm posting what I want to post, and I think the fans are in. The fans will stay engaged, but it just might look different at times, and I don't know. Important to not get down on it, because I don't know. In the end, I'm thinking this. I'm doing something fun here, and
it seems you keep going back to it's a passion.
Yeah,
something
it
that
is.
I want to do for me. So I definitely get lost in my mind. This is something I want to do for me. The reason I'm doing it is because I want to do this for me. But I definitely get lost in my head of I want to do this full time. I want to do this forever. It's definitely the dream. And I feel I gotta think about it in a better way of Like you had mentioned when you're at these collabs, you're meeting all these people and like all these cool, interesting people that they're just like fucking crushing it.
Yeah.
And I'm able to do the same thing. Like, yeah, we're friends, so I get to be friends with you either way.
Right.
But last week, talking to Julia Love or Jordan, who's a trader, like 80,000 followers on Twitter, being able to talk to the guy that has the biggest evolution podcast on Spotify right now, Rick Costa, I don't want to say his last name is, Evolution Talks. Like, just the fact that I'm able to talk to all these people. Jay Brown's like almost a mentor of mine. I talk to him like once or twice a month. He's the guy in John Stewart, retail advocate guy. Like, I think about that and I'm like, dude, I am living the dream. Like, this is the exact thing I wanted to do. I want to talk to these cool, interesting people. And I'm able to do it. And to be able to keep doing it is keep finding these interesting, awesome people.
Right.
Just because you are adding a unit of culture
to
the world, and people respect that. And
right.
And they want to, if it's something they think is a good thing, they want to be a part of it.
Right. And I kind of just want to clarify too, like, I feel like it sounds kind of, I'm not trying to be pushy when I say, like, I'm posting what I want to post. What I'm meaning by that is more so of coming from a place of authenticity of what I'm posting is me. And that's pretty much what it means there. But I think people do naturally get drawn to authenticity, people that are genuine and actually do care. And I do care about all my posts. I mean, I think about this all the time at night, and I want to bring joy, spark joy from these posts. And it all comes from like a place of that and of passion. But yeah.
Awesome.
I wanted to clarify it because I feel like that sounds weird of like,
it could be interpreted
like,
that way.
screw you, I'm just like,
it could be interpreted that way.
I'm going to do what I want.
I'm glad you clarified, but that's not how I was thinking about it.
Yeah. And I feel like people see that.
People are able to sense it.
Yeah.
Authenticity. It's a real thing. Robert Greene's one of my favorite authors, not my favorite author. He's talked about it in some of his books. It's like people can sense authenticity. Game of Thrones, did you watch Game of Thrones?
No.
It's a famous show. The guy, he's like a villain dude. He's like, you have to admit to yourself what you are, because it's the only way you get what you want.
Yeah.
He runs brothels.
Yeah.
He's like, I fuck people.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's messages and great storytelling and just messages throughout like history. Robert Greene's a teller of history, and all the rules that he sets out for you are based off real things that have happened and these famous stories that he's read, and people can sense that. It's really cool. It's really a neat part of human nature.
Yeah, and that goes down to like, it can be meme pages, friendships, work. I mean, yeah, you can tell when someone's just kind of bullshitting or doesn't actually care. Yeah. Yeah, and those are people you just stay away from or you move on,
For sure. I guess in life, as well as the meme page, something I love about Austin, truly, like, it's one of the places I might settle down. I'm done doing the digital nomad thing.
Right.
It could be a minute. But the reason it's on the list, like, yeah, this place is amazing. There's a hustle culture here. There's fantastic food, tech, music. It's really cool. But for me, you've built a fantastic friend group here. I was just do it through Braden. Do you feel that has a lot to do with just where you are in life and your success? And I don't just mean like monetary success. Like, I'd say you're very successful, not just because of the followers, but like you have found a way to live life in a flow where you're doing something you love and you have this job you like and you have this friend.
Yeah.
That's hard to do as an adult, man. That's very difficult to do as an adult, build that. How'd y'all do that? And like, what's the effect like that? What's the secret, man?
Dude, it's really a mix. It kind of goes back to that being genuine, being authentic part, because my Austin story is both my parents went to UT, grew up pretty much as UT being a second home. We visited all the time. My mom's also in the UT Hall of Fame for tennis, so we came here a lot, and my blood is burnt orange. It's a part of my identity for sure in Austin, and that's just how I grew up. So I always knew I wanted to go to college here. So my path led me to UT San Antonio, where I then transferred into UT Austin. Knew that I wanted to stick around after school. Found an internship with the real estate company that I work for now. And I'm still with that same company, like it might be 5-6 years later now, which is just weird to say. But I knew that I wanted Austin to be my home still after school. I just loved it here. And I was legitimately, I don't know if scared's the right word, but like nervous in the sense of all my friends were graduating. A lot of them went to New York, back to Dallas, Houston, LA, Chicago. Most of my closer friends left, and so I was kind of just like, shit, I'm glad that I'm gonna be here. I know I want to be here and in Texas and in Austin, but I legit was like, I don't know what my life is gonna look like socially. And then what happened was got introduced to Braden through a family friend where, yeah, I mean, this is like such a cool story, I think, of just like, you never know who you're going to meet and just how that'll work out. But family friend reached out, said, hey, if you can, like my cousin's, and that was Braden's cousin, is coming to Austin to check it out. Or no, actually to move to Austin, and he doesn't know anyone.
Dude, he never even, he got a job offer.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'm here.
Yeah.
Like 3 days, a week later.
And his cousin, who's like best friends with my mom, messaged me and was like, hey, it would really just mean the world to me if you don't have to be his friend, just if you can take him out to dinner, just do that for me. That would really like mean a lot. Like, you know, I'm not going to force a friendship, but
Yeah.
fast forward after that dinner, he's one of my best friends. We lived together for a couple years, and from that we just kind of, people moved to Austin. It's really been a lot of Braden's friends, I'd say, and then like some either friends that he had that have moved to Austin or some work friends that there's another crazy story too, but I always jumble up. But it really kind of started with Braden and I, and just really overall just extremely lucky to have the group that we have here, because that I think has just led to just like my overall happiness. Because we do have a group of guys, I mean, and I hope you felt this way too, of like being very uplifting, very supportive.
It's literally like the number one reason I want to move here.
Yeah.
I feel more successful in life being around you guys. Like for me, the reason like I brought it all up in the first place was, for me, like I think I'm better at this.
Yeah.
And this my passion project. I'm better at dating. Actually, putting effort into that and going and meeting girls and putting myself out there. Like I push harder for like certain jobs that I want and certain things. Like I'm better in life because of this group of people, and when I'm around the right group of people, which is definitely one of those groups. Like everyone's so supportive, everyone's so uplifting. Like I heard the idea for Dude Fridges so many times from Braden.
Yeah.
He was like, dude, it's gonna be awesome, and it wasn't literally wasn't started yet. For me, it's like I had that with my brother, my oldest brother. Like he wouldn't let me not try this podcast thing. He wouldn't let me not try it. Like he was like, dude, you keep coming back to this idea. I said it 1,000 times. Like I'm sure.
Right. Yeah.
So for
Exactly.
Me, that was so important. Do you feel that? Do you feel like if it wasn't for this crew that you got here, it's awesome, great people you got here?
Yeah,
Maybe
I mean,
this isn't even a thing.
Yeah, I mean, because it's definitely an inspiration. Just the friends that I have here, in terms of like when I just like floated the idea out, they're like, yeah, that's funny. Even my parents thought it was funny from the get go, and like everyone I just like, you know, like floated it out to, which I'd started to do more so when I initially just made the page of what it was and just like trying to get the word out. But yeah, they're so supportive, and I think it was even seeing like Braden and everyone's fridges of what like partially even sparked that.
Dude,
I have a feeling it was probably Braden's fridge.
Braden's fridge, dude.
He's one of those fridges where you never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, it's a dude fridge. No
Yeah.
matter what's in there, it's a dude fridge.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's yeah.
No, I would look at him and think that too. I was like, yeah. The fridge is just full of Taco Bell hot sauce.
Yeah. Yep. That's him.
You're doing great. I actually popped in my head
Yeah.
while you were talking. It's like I can tell you were a little nervous.
Oh,
You
100%.
weren't just like 100% yourself, which like you're not going to be. I'm 31 and I feel like I'm kind of just getting there.
Yeah.
But I've seen you open up. I think it was like around like minute 20 to 30.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's flowing easier, and it's weird because it's a conversation between you and me. But
Yeah. I mean, that's even how I am as a person. Like, I don't even know if you remember when you first met me, but I used to be super shy growing up, like really shy. But it's like always around my friends, I've been louder. But I just like, it's really my personality I just slowly get out of my shell, you know. But once, you know, I know you're a homie, or once you're there, it's like I'm out of that shell. But
yeah, dude.
I'm by nature just a little quiet at first until I get to know people.
It's interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like when we met, you just hit me with a respect, and I was like,
Yeah, I mean, but sometimes you just know like someone's a chill ass dude.
Yeah, dude, that's literally how we became friends. Dude, just.
But it's like with Braden,
respect.
with you, and then with Braden and my friends. I mean, most of the time, I think more so with guys, But that theory kind of holds true of, I don't even know, maybe it's not even a theory, but it's been my personal experience of our friends of friends have become friends too.
Yeah. No, when I called you about doing this,
Yeah.
so much FOMO. It was 10 p.m. Y'all started the party at 3 p.m. It was still going.
Yeah.
But when I called you about doing this, and you're like, yeah, you want to get dinner after? Like, we're friends, man. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, we all fucking friends.
Yeah.
It's like, it's kind of funny. I never thought about, like, I mean, I'm sure I did at some point, but not in a while. I was like, oh, it's Braden's friends. Like, you, Brandon, Jeremy, hell, even Azari, who I just met.
Yeah.
Like, Bryce and Wolf and all these guys. Like, I immediately felt like, oh, yeah, these are my friends.
Yeah.
It's such a remarkable crew. It's one of the most important things in
Yeah.
life. It's funny. It reminds me of Austin, Texas. It feels like, I mean, it's just because you are my Austin, Texas crew.
Yeah.
But also, I'm a huge Lex Friedman guy, Joe Rogan guy. Like,
Yeah.
Their friend group, it seems like they understand that so well when you hear these guys talk on podcast. And they're in Austin. So it's just something about this Austin energy, man. It's a good entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah.
Comedy, good vibes.
Right.
Good food.
Lift each other up.
I like this place.
Yeah. It checks just all those boxes for me, and my family's in Dallas, so if I ever want to go visit the parents, 3-hour drive.
Yeah. Kansas City to Omaha. I'm from Kansas City. My
Yeah.
older brother with his kid, soon to be kids, 3 of them.
Yeah.
3 under 3.
Hell yeah.
They're in Omaha, so it's always nice to be 3 hours is nice.
Yeah.
That's a good drive. It's not even like.
It's a good one for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't know where we're going with this. I got Joe Rogan tickets on Wednesday.
You did?
Yeah, you want one? It's VIP.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're down to 1 ticket. So I was only able to snag 4. But obviously, you gave one to Braden.
Yeah.
So we're down to 1 more ticket. I feel
Nice, because
horrible
those didn't
about it.
drop it too?
Yeah, dude, and they were out like 202.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. I
Yeah.
wanted to get another round. I tried to get another round. They were gone.
Because I've tried to get Kill Tony, because this wasn't a Kill Tony drop. It was just Joe Rogan and
Joe
friends.
Rogan and friends. I really
It's
wanna-
hard.
I want to meet Lex Friedman. That's
Yeah.
like my whole. Lex inspired this podcast in a big way. I call him grown up Joe Rogan, even though Joe Rogan's like 16 years older than him or something.
Yeah.
Is the way he handles himself on Twitter, his life philosophy of like lead with love, and I like to assume positive intent with people.
Yeah.
So no one thinks they're evil. I like to try and assume positive intent. I think it's a good place to start, and
100%.
it's helped me with like a lot of different moral, political issues and all that stuff. And I think Lex does it so well. He's definitely someone I look up to.
Yeah.
So I can even like get on his radar, like, hey dude, can I talk to you once a year? Like 5 minutes of your time.
Yeah.
Take your brain, just
Right.
just, be in that presence, the presence of uplifting people.
Right.
I think he does so much. And I can confirm that, like, I talk to my brother all the time. Talking to Jay, who I mentioned a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
I barely talk to the guy. But every time I talk to him, he goes on like these long rants. It's like 40-minute phone call every time.
Yeah.
Dude, you're sitting like absorbing it's just fantastic, valuable information. That 40 minutes can has given me months of just like good mindset, good just work ethic things, like all that stuff. So
Yeah.
Point being, man, that's just the man.
Yeah, he's dope. I've told you too. I've seen, like, it's just funny. Like, he's such a huge podcaster, social media presence, and like, it's funny being here in Austin, and I live right by the trail, and just like seeing him just run past me. It's like he's here too. I mean, there's a lot of people
You
making.
ever see Matthew McConaughey?
No, that'd be cool though.
That'd be sick. He's a cool guy. That's the best audio.
He's at UT
podcast.
games,
That makes sense.
but I've never like ran,
Did you
like
ever
that.
read his book and listen to it?
No, the green lights.
Yeah. Highly recommend to listen.
Yeah.
I think it's probably the best audiobook I've ever listened to. But it has to be an audiobook form. Like, it'd still be good, but the man's a poet. Like,
Yeah.
His spoken word's incredible. I feel like such a dude right now.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, Lex Friedman, Matthew McConaughey.
Dude Fridges.
Dude Fridges.
Yeah.
But hey, man, I am who I am.
Yeah.
Bro, my brother, Bryce, I call him the English major brother.
Yeah.
He says that I taught him how to speak bro.
Yeah.
Because I am who I am.
You're just a bro.
Bro. But I'm like an empathetic
Yeah.
bro. I'm like empathetic. I like to think I'm a deep thinker, and I read a shit ton and all that stuff. I like to learn a lot, like philosophy and econ's like one of my favorite things.
Mm.
I'm spouting off about myself, bro. This is about Dude Fridges, dude.
Yeah.
What else do you do in your spare time? Teach me about Dylan. What do I not know about you, Dylan? I've only known you I guess we've known each other for 4 years, but we've only hung
Yeah,
out
but it's
12,
not like
3 months.
right,
FaceTime.
which I think is kind of crazy. Like the little amount of time we actually have hung out and are friends.
Yeah, it's a very small amount of time.
But that's part like with I feel like that with all of Braden's friends too. Like I consider Siegler another
Yeah.
good friend.
Yeah. Dude, I haven't talked to Siegs in a minute.
Yeah.
I need to call that kid.
I could literally just texted him about Jeffy's. And he started, yeah, yeah. But like he's literally like another guy like you, like, and just like randomly text.
Yeah. You were buddies with Lee.
Yeah.
Dude, I love Lee.
Lee's great.
Lee's the man.
Shout out Lee.
It's weird. Shout out Lee, dude. It's funny how all those worlds cross.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like, Lee's one of Seeger's best friends in New York.
Yeah.
And you guys, no one met through each other.
Right.
It's wild.
Yeah, Braden and I set that up.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because Lee's one of my best friends from
Scratch
college.
that. Oh, man, I was wrong.
Well, Lee's one of my best friends through
yeah,
college.
okay.
And obviously, Siegler's one of Braden's.
Yeah.
And yeah, Lee was at the time looking for a roommate, which I think is how they got introduced, like us introducing through that process. But they didn't live together, but became really good friends.
Cool.
Which that's the fun part about. I mean, that's going back to the people and
Yeah.
just never know who you're gonna meet, and like how Braden and I became super close. It's cool to see Lee and Siegler become super
Dude,
close.
they're super close. When I was living in Colorado for a couple of years, Siegs would come ski, and Lee came with him.
Yeah, I remember
Lee.
that.
Yeah, and he's the man, dude. It was really fun hanging out with him.
Yeah, he's so funny too.
Yeah, great dudes.
Yeah.
Great dudes, man. So lucky. Very
Super
to
lucky.
have that we had. Like, I feel blessed, man.
Yeah.
I feel good right now.
Yeah. Dude, one of my favorite things, I don't think it was my mom that coined it, but she definitely reminds me of it. But the saying that the key to happiness is gratefulness. Because it's so, I mean, especially in the Instagram age, it's so easy now to just see what you don't have and compare yourself to others.
The comparison thing kills me.
Yeah. I mean, it even
That's
gets
what
me
gets me.
sometimes, but you gotta, staying grateful to me means, taking a seat back and like recognizing like I have a great relationship with my parents, great relationship with my sister, amazing friends that like legitimately care about me and are there for me. I mean, I'm surrounded by like not everyone has such a strong, I mean, this is just one component, but just support group.
For sure.
And yeah, just feel like I'm sounding like DJ Khaled. Like it just sounds so, everything's just blessings, bro.
Blessings, man.
But it's real though. I mean, it's a legitimate feeling that I do feel and try and remind myself of, because it's so easy to get lost.
For sure, absolutely. There's you a meditator?
No.
See, dude, this is where I'm like, yeah, I am very broy.
Yeah.
I'm also like this, I don't know what to call it. It's the spiritual side of me. I'm a huge meditator. It always intrigued me, the idea of Buddhism. It was like, I read a ton of like, not a ton, I read a lot for me of the Bible, the Torah, a tiny bit of the Quran when I was like 14.
Yeah.
Quickly became an atheist.
Yeah.
And I started getting into Buddhism. And it's like the idea of meditation I liked a lot. Started really getting into it in college. One of the tenets of it that I found I like a lot is Buddhist monks. Not just Buddhist, monks everywhere. They start their day. They'll put on their robe they always put on. They'll go brush their teeth, like all in silence. They wake up together, but it's all in silence. They'll go brush their teeth, and they're keeping in mind what they're thankful for. So there's a thing called time.
Mm-hmm.
It's thankful. I want to say eyes introspective. I want to say
Yeah.
like intelligence. Like you learn something, you'll like spend your time learning. Meditate, exercise. So you literally start your day with being thankful.
Yeah.
And these are the most in touch, happiest people on earth, and like that's how they're starting their day every single day.
Right.
It should tell you something. That's how I try something every day. I try to wake up 2 hours before I have to, so I can meditate for at least 20.
Yeah.
And part of that meditation for me is like I'll spend like a minute being like,
Yeah.
what am I thankful for?
And I guess I do kind of do that. Now I just kind of think about it, but it's more so in the sauna cold plunge. It's part of the thing too. You don't get the benefits if you don't tell people that you do it.
Oh, shit. I gotta do that one time. I gotta do that at least once.
And then you gotta tell everyone that you did it, or you're screwed. But it's been it's it's a great place because you are literally just sitting there in a sauna to just reflect. The ice feels more like you're scrambling for your life and like
Yeah, I know.
you're just trying to survive. It gets easier though, for sure. But the sauna's been a really nice place to just reflect. I definitely have been doing that more.
Good. That's good.
But yeah, and it's just a healthy. I don't know. I've really enjoyed
Do you
doing both
exercise?
those too. Yeah, not as much as I would like. Started running more too.
Really important. I run a lot here. But that's nice.
And we've ran some too.
Yeah, it's nice to run to that trail.
Yeah, trying to hoop more too.
Dude, I'd love to hoop. Anytime.
Yeah.
Any place. I miss hooping. It was the worst part of moving to Colorado, is I stopped hooping.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. What is it about Jews liking hoops, man?
Yeah.
We fucking love hoops.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my main sport too. I played in high school
I hear you're
and
really
still
good.
do leagues. I think I'm good.
Everyone
You'll see, I guess.
Everyone that I've talked to about it has been like, dude, Dylan's really fun.
Yeah.
Basketball.
I think it's fun, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's just one of those sports too that it just always clicked.
Yeah.
My dad, he didn't play professionally or in college or anything, but my dad is really good, and he was always my coach growing up.
And your mom, you said played tennis.
And yeah, and she's an athlete. She played tennis at UT.
Yeah, that's massive.
But it just that sport always just clicked for me. I don't know why. It
Point guard.
just did. Yeah, point guard, shooting guard. I'm 5'9.5", round up to 5'10", so kind of.
Are you a distributor, a playmaker, or are you a scorer?
You know, it's like I'm a good balance player, I think. I can shoot really well and score, but I love dishing it out too.
I'm so excited to play ball together. I'm
Yeah.
not that good. I definitely maximized my talents in college because I played so much fucking basketball.
Yeah.
But it's such a fun sport. I could literally play 6, 7, 8 games in a row and just never stop running. Just doesn't time me so in a
Yeah.
flow, so in a zone. It's wild.
It's how I
Versus-
would prefer to work out too.
Me too. That and lift weights. I
Yeah.
love picking things up and putting them down, man.
And weights are perfect.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's a good time. Nothing makes me like happier endorphin wise than lifting weights.
Yeah.
But I did tell myself I need to hit the ladders.
Yeah.
We play a turkey bird game every Thanksgiving. The Turkey Bird Bowl. Me and
Yeah.
my cousin, who's I think he's 21 now, versus
Yeah.
my 2 older brothers. And we lost. I think part of the reason we lost is that my oldest brother is fucking such an athlete. He still has like this quick first step on us. He
Yeah.
takes that one step that he's able to avoid.
And he's
sack.
gone.
Yeah, and I was like, God damn it, we need a quicker first step. So I told my cousin, told Stone, we're hitting ladders.
Yeah.
We're hitting ladders this summer.
Yeah.
So we're doing it, dude.
Yeah.
We gotta get a better first step.
Yeah.
Take that away from him. It's
He's
over.
done.
It's over, dude.
Turkey bird's yours.
Turkey Bird Bowl. Yeah, they have the trophy. I'm just gonna buy a bigger one.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
We
fun
never did
tradition.
any like cool sport related
That's what's kinda
Thanksgiving
new.
stuff.
It's only we've always played football, but
You formalized it.
2 years ago, formalized because like I brought so much energy. Like we're gonna beat you. My
Yeah.
older brother's like 6 years or 4 years older than me.
Yeah.
And I've beat him at the thing in my life. And I was just like, dude, Stone's like 18 now. I just brought all this energy, and we just talked so much shit.
Yeah.
And it was a fantastic game, dude. We were down 4-1, took the lead at 6-5, first to 7, won by 2,
Yeah.
11-9.
Hell yeah.
It was insane. And then this year they kind of blew us out because we just talked shit.
Yeah.
Dude, we walked in to the week just talking the most amount of shit, and they would try and talk shit back. And my oldest brother goes, "We're gonna beat you like 7-2."
Yeah.
And then we were just chirping him, and without us saying a thing, he just goes 7-4. we got so in their fucking head.
Yeah.
Everyone thought we were gonna win, including them, and then didn't prepare.
Wow.
We no preparation.
Damn.
It's such a fun thing, dude. Holy shit, I'm so excited for that. It's months and months away.
Yeah.
Any
Gonna
fun
be hype.
traditions, bro? Any fun traditions?
No, I just post fridges every day.
That's it, dude. That's my tradition.
No, thanks. We just go to Fort Worth and chill, eat, watch the Cowboys.
You know, any basketball leagues or nothing?
Oh yeah, I mean, intramurals. Usually in a basketball league. We're trying to figure that out right now. But you know, I basketball, golf, pickleball, some tennis. I really prefer pickleball nowadays
Feel.
to tennis. But yeah, just I love sports. Classic dude.
Oh shit. Okay.
Okay.
Let's get into the wrap-up questions. My first one is, do you have any book recommendations? Anything? It doesn't have to be even about like media or real estate or anything. It was like any books that you read that like, wow, this was a paradigm shifter for me.
Yeah. No, I feel like you've just called out something I've really wanted to improve on, which is just reading more.
What do you like to read?
Well, I haven't been, like in the past couple of years for sure.
Go back 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. What do you like to read? Self-improvement, fiction, history?
Yeah, I'd say it's a mix of, I mean, it's been mostly like real estate related books or self-improvement, self-help in the terms of just like being a better person, staying organized, like, you know, maybe like life hacking type stuff. But no, I just really, I'd love to start reading more. And I feel like that's even now gotten harder with the page. I spend so much of my, I just really like need a schedule
Do you ever do audiobooks?
better. No, I probably should consider that.
I listen to 4 books for every one I read, probably.
You listen to what?
It's like 4 books
Oh.
of every single one that I
Yeah,
read.
gotcha.
I run, I drive. I drive a shit ton. I drive everywhere all the time, so like that helps me. But yeah, no, I highly recommend it, dude. Books are superpowers.
Yeah.
I regret not being a reader until like late college. That's when I really got into it, and I just like, damn, I feel like I missed out
Yeah.
not doing it.
No, and I hate to like not answer that question well, but yeah,
That's okay. All right.
we can always be better.
A message for anybody that is trying to figure out their passion. Maybe they have a idea. And they
Yeah.
just pitch into their friends like, hey, this is good. A message of confidence, advice, whatever, for anyone in that position.
Yeah. For me, it's to actually just launch it. Like in the sense of you got to do some planning, but I think the hardest thing to do is to just put it out there and hit click and put your idea to life. I mean, what work, and this is just like what has been working for me is I had this idea for years, but never launched on it because it was always like, oh, I don't have a perfect logo. I don't have this planned yet. It's excuse after excuse after excuse, which like, yeah, maybe some are legit, but literal years went by and I kept thinking, like I always kept coming back to this idea and this, I mean, this part of my life was missing too of just something fun, creative, whatnot. And like the honest truth is I woke up Sunday morning. It was a Sunday morning, that first Sunday of November, 2022. Woke up extremely hungover. Found this girl who was advertising on Facebook Marketplace that she was doing like intro packages for branding for like starting at like 20 or $50, something like that. I hit her up, told her about the idea and what I envisioned for the logo and whatnot. She got me back a draft, like I think it was later that afternoon, and I just made the Instagram page. I didn't even post on it, I think, for like a week and was like trying to get people to follow, but I launched it. Like I put it out in the world. I got the handle Dude Fridges. I pushed myself to make it a reality because then it's like, all right, now I got to figure out the next step.
Yeah.
Now I gotta start getting submissions. Now I gotta finalize.
Do you ever freeze on those moments? So, like, as an example, I had the same story. I talked about podcasts for a long time, and it was always a vending machine podcast because, like, oh, that's super nichey.
Yeah.
And, like, after I got the podcast going, there were moments where I just freeze again, like, getting an editor to do shorts and stuff. Cause, like, I was just never going to do it. I always, like, was making these excuses, and then one day someone came across my page, like, oh, we'll get you an editor. I had the whole interview with them and everything.
Yeah.
And like super expensive. They want to be part of a group, and I was like, no. But right after that, for some reason, just such a step, I went to Fiverr. I could have done this a long time ago. I found like 4 or 5 people, talked to them. I found an editor. Almain's the man. Almain, you're the fucking man. But I froze in that step, and I froze before I started. So, point being, do you still find yourself freezing at times like that too?
Yeah. And I think it's mostly from like I think there's so many different avenues I can go with the page, which is like, I mean, an honest thought right now too is, you know, how I'm going to, you know, how much, if I even am at first going to like blast this to the actual meme community, you know, I'm going to put it on my personal for sure. But it's like I'm now working to balance. Do I want to like fully reveal myself to that page yet. And like, do I want to stay like, I think the route I'm going to take is staying like somewhat anonymous, and you have to kind of really try to find me, because I think the page is not about me in the sense of like, it's the community is what's the important part, and I'm the main curator of that content and what is posted, but it's not like focused on like my direct me as a person. So I'm trying to figure out, how I want to tackle that. Maybe that even shifts if I do more like fridge reviews, or like, hopefully I can get a celebrity to interview and do a review of their fridge. But so maybe I do go more of adding me into the equation.
Figure it out.
Yeah, it's a really learn as you go.
Celebrity, who do you want?
Oh, that's a good question. Any celeb fridge. I feel like I'd want to see, like a fridge I'd want to see is like Hulk Hogan, or I'd love to see Luka Doncic's fridge too. Fridges just reveal so much about someone's personality. That's kind of the fun part with them too.
Yeah, for sure.
There's so many fridges I'd love to see. You just never know what you're going to get too. I feel like a lot of people would be surprised too. I think everyone also has that item or food that they just love, and there's just a bunch of in their fridge. For me, that's pickles. It's Clausen pickles.
Okay.
Yeah. Always have Clausen pickles, usually multiple jars in my fridge. That's my big dude fridge item for sure.
Is that a dude fridge item per se?
I
There's lady dude fridges, but I feel like it's a lady dude fridge item a lot of the time.
Yeah, and it matches over too. And I have posted women before too.
Good.
It's it's called dude fridges, but it's more of like it's named based on just like the stereotype.
Yeah.
And no, I mean, women love the page too. It's definitely a majority of guys that follow me, but
do you have metrics for that?
have what?
Metrics to see that?
Yeah, it breaks down my followers by gender.
Oh, so what is the...
Last time I checked, I think it was like 85 men, 15 women.
Yeah, with the name dude in it.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
But a lot of my fans are women.
Thousands of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, one of the fans that, like, we can just call them like an OG fan. One of them is a woman, and like, we just like kind of randomly chat here and there too. And she's like submitted her boyfriend's fridge.
Tight.
And yeah.
That's cool.
That's why I love the page. I think anyone can find a way to laugh and relate to it. If you're a guy, you've been in that position before, maybe you just have an empty fridge. Maybe you see it's like, oh, like this guy also loves Clausen pickles, or it's like, like he's just like me for real type of. Yeah. And then women like with men that they're dating, when they see like just as a place to just laugh at men too, because
We are a weird creature.
yeah.
Like, why is it the way that it is? What about our psychology just says, the essentials?
Yeah, like we're just
an
chill.
empty fridge,
Yeah.
Like, why do we do that versus women
Yeah.
that actually just seem to have a well-balanced diet in their fridge?
Right.
What is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, the dude
That's culture. That's just like where we're at.
Yeah, it is culture.
But yeah, it's funny playing on, because my tagline is just the essentials, when really like they're not essentials. Like beer, pickles, and shredded cheese. You should probably have a better diet than that. But
ham, chicken, and rice. Those are my essentials.
yeah,
That is like
good for you.
dude. It's such a great meal. It's just homemade Chipotle.
Yeah.
You throw whatever you want on it.
Right.
Highly recommend.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. Organic chicken. Actually, I have no idea what organic even.
Yeah. Sounds good.
My brother's a huge.
This is organic
guy.
shredded cheese.
I bet there is.
There probably is.
My brother's a huge. Everything in the house is organic. It was sometimes a struggle living in there. Just so fucking healthy, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Does that just mean you shop at Whole Foods?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. But also, like, your snack foods, like seaweed.
Yeah.
Like chips.
Yeah.
Salty, cheesy.
Yeah, we're the Cheetos, bro.
What are the Cheetos? What are your snacks? What is your go-to snacks?
I've even thought of like maybe I should make a dude pantry page.
You could do some spin-offs.
Maybe there are some offshoots there.
You could definitely do some spin-offs. I'd be curious how to see, like, how hard could you work sustainably? how much content can you get out sustainably? It does. I am intrigued by that question.
Yeah.
Like for myself as well, because like what I just have read and seen is like you want to get 5 tweets a day, 3 stories, and 3 posts on Instagram a day, and 3 TikToks a day, and it's like, dude, obviously I can't do that.
Yeah.
Obviously it's fucking impossible. Even if I had the content, I couldn't just like post
Yeah.
like that. But I'm curious to see like how much could I do and sustain it. And I mean, for me, it's really about delegation because like I'm lazy when it comes to most things.
Yeah.
I'll go prospect my ass off to get guests on here, and I'll work hard for random things and all that, but I'm not gonna edit.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna be posting 8 times a day.
Yeah. And that's fair. It's all about figuring it out. But I think like the big thing is just having the content and staying consistent, whatever that schedule is. Because I was posting on Instagram 3 times a day for like 3 months.
It's a grind.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the other thing too. As I mentioned earlier, just like a big piece of advice is just launching. Like if it's not perfect, I think the hardest thing to do, I mean, from my experience was just literally launching and creating the page and figuring it out kind of as you go a little bit too. But also, people aren't going to follow, like what happens too with, I mean, just think about what you do whenever you choose to follow an account. So maybe you'll see a funny picture, video, reel, TikTok, whatever. And then you go, oh, this is funny. Like, let's maybe check out the account. And if there's nothing there, they're going to be like, I mean, at least what I think is, all right, they had one funny picture, video, but this is not like a page that's going to.
Yeah, I'll scroll for like their most viewed things.
Yeah.
Like most liked things. I'll like kind of scroll down and see what they are. It is frustrating being on the other side of it. It's kind of funny. Like I curate my subscriptions on YouTube like probably every few months or so. I'd like go through the list and clean it up. And I never really cared about follower counts, my follower to followers ratio before this at all. But I definitely would like go through and clean it up like all the time when I was following on Twitter and Instagram and stuff. And then when I'm on the other side of it, like, dude, just give me a follow. It's fucking free. Like,
right.
Like,
it
like
is.
The shit. Like, give me a fucking follow, man. And it's funny that I was like, dude, you don't blame him. Like,
right.
You gotta prove yourself time and time and time again that you're content worth consuming, whether it's entertainment, education,
right,
whatever it may be. I think there's like 4 or 5 avenues I read about in some marketing article. But yeah, I don't remember where I was going with that.
Yeah. I guess the overall question was like, what's your advice to like?
Yeah, dude. I told you this is gonna be not conversational. It got very conversational. It's what it is.
Yeah.
So.
But that was kind of a background too of how I started the page, waking up hungover, that, and actually just saying, you know what, screw it,
Fuck it.
I'm launching.
Ready.
Let's
shoot,
get this
aim.
out. Yeah.
That's how you should do it. Else you just get decision paralysis, analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
Things stop you. Fear gets in the way. Fear is a weird thing. Anywho, one more question. We are at 1 hour 35 here now.
Yeah.
So, last question. Sorry I didn't give you a heads up about this one either. You can take your time to think about it if you need to.
Okay.
In your opinion, in your life experience, what is the meaning of life?
The meaning of life.
Meaning of life.
I mean, I have a short answer.
Give me a short answer.
Is people. Relationships, family. I feel like I get the most joy from people. I mean, and that's like, we're all gonna die, unfortunately. I like it here.
I like it here too.
It's pretty chill, like posting memes and just living life and being in Austin. But I think what really makes life special is the people and relationships. And that's been the fun part. And I even alluded to it just with like how I'm getting collabs done. And, you know, the really fun part about this process has been seeing this whole other side of business and people that, you know, I don't see at my 9-to-5 job, even that I just haven't even met in my just life. It just exposed me to kind of a whole other world. So, I mean, I feel like I could go off on a really long tangent, but it's like, long story short, it's people and those relationships.
It's one of my answers too that I would give is human connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the point of life. Do you think about death a lot? Dying?
Not really.
I
No.
think about it every day.
Really?
Every day.
You know when it hits me the most is like when I'm in a movie theater, and I don't know why.
Oh, I had a horrible brain thought.
Yeah. Oh, not even like not even like a shooting type thing. It's just like
Watching
it
Batman.
hits me. Like, I don't know what it is.
Interesting, dude. In
Yeah.
a movie theater?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, AMC is never gonna die. So
Yeah. To the moon.
to the moon. I'm invested. I have a substantial position. I interviewed. I had a conversation with the ex foreign exchange trader for the Bank of Canada.
Yeah.
Runs a private fund now, and he told me never trust anyone that tells you, well, I have 10,000 shares, 50,000 shares, like anything like that in stocks. You want to like be taken seriously, just say, I have a substantial position.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? From my bank account, according to me, I got a pretty substantial position. Do a lot of research into that though.
Yeah.
I don't like the relate death to movie theaters, man. I took that personally.
I don't know. I mean, that's what it is.
Oh.
And maybe because since COVID, I've gone to less movies. I haven't thought about death as much.
Dude, I've really wanted to go see the Super Mario movie.
Really?
I feel like a fake for not seeing it because I love Super Mario.
Yeah,
I'm invested in AMC.
that's part of my childhood.
Yeah, dude, it was like all the video games I played growing up through college.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but some of the ones I was best at for sure.
Yeah.
And it made $1 billion this week. This
Really?
week, yeah, it crossed $1 billion. One of the best Christmas movies of all time.
That's insane.
Yeah. Speaks of nostalgia.
I'd see it. I really want to see that Evil Dead movie too.
Evil Dead.
I don't know if you're a horror movie guy.
Oh, I'm not. But
Yeah.
I didn't go see it, but I wanted to go see The Phone on the Wall or something. It was a horror movie about like.
The Ethan Hawke movie?
Was Ethan Hawke the guy?
Like The Phone?
Yeah, The Phone. Was it Ethan Hawke? Is that the guy?
I think so. I think he was one of the.
Okay.
He was the bad guy. If I'm thinking, like kind of newish.
The abductor guy.
Yeah.
He abducted kids. Yeah, so like The Phone is like you talk to the past kids got killed or something.
Yeah, I watched that.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good.
So like there's some horror movies that like really catch my attention. Dude, I haven't gone to see a movie in a minute though, to be honest. I didn't get involved in the AMC play because of like movie theater nostalgia.
Yeah.
I got involved for this fucking squeeze.
Yeah.
And it just once I was there, I started learning about day trading and investing and like how shorting stocks actually works and failures to deliver and all of the corruption that's actually truly there. I came for the squeeze and I stayed for the war. I was like, dude, we're gonna fucking win this thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna win. I'm in a fucking war. I'm gonna win it.
Yeah.
And the other side is also very stubborn.
Yeah.
So we gotta outlast them. But
Yeah.
we can say there's a saying. I'll say the PG version of it.
Okay.
We can stay idiotic longer than they can stay solvent. Which is true. They're paying money to keep the shorts out on loan, and we're just holding the stock. I like the stock.
Yeah.
I like the stock, man. It's good stuff. I'm not here to plug AMC though. I'm here to plug Dude Fridges. I took the movie thing personally, bro. I think about death all the time in a movie theater.
Yeah. I think I don't know, it's just sitting there and I really don't know. But that's just where.
The darkness of it.
Maybe the darkness.
You ever seen Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Yeah, that was good.
So like the bagel?
Yeah.
I feel like you're looking into the bagel.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Good movie though.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
My brother watched that, and he made me watch it, and he's like, this is the reason I don't have depression anymore. I watched it, dude. I swear to God, like the first thing I said, I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
I got it. It makes sense,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Anywho, dude, it's been a lot of fun.
Yes, thank you.
A lot. I really want to do this with the whole crew down here, the whole Austin crew.
Yeah. First podcast in the books.
Yeah, man. You did great. You did great.
This was fun.
I had a lot of fun doing it. Thank you for your time. Can you
Thank
tell
you.
people where to follow you and find you?
Yes,
you're on?
for sure. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I believe those are all, and Facebook too. Really heavy on Instagram right now, but now just starting to post on @DudeFridges on all of those platforms too. So give it a follow. It's funny, good content, and you won't regret it. @DudeFridges.
Dude Fridges. He's a great
Dude
dude.
Fridges.
Fantastic account. It's going
To the moon.
places. It's going to the moon.
Yeah.
It's going to the moon, dude. stock in Dude Fridges LLC. Woo.
Oh,
If you need an investor, let me know.
yeah. Hundo P.
All right, brother. Thanks again for doing
All right,
this.
thank you.
Appreciate your time.
For sure.